Okay, here we go. I have Call the Week on in this video, as you just saw. So I've Call the Week on. Let's fast forward. Okay. Let's find an enemy I can slow. Okay, here we go. You can see my bleed damage on this Plague Ogren taking for 363. You can see the slow debuff icon and the stun. I think that's the stun icon on him. So he is debuffed. I believe there's no question here that this enemy is debuffed and he is taking 363 damage per bleed tick. Okay, so that's with Cull the Week. Alright, now, later on, let me find the spot. Okay. Okay, I now have removed Cull the Week. And now I'm going back into the same mission. Same mission, same enemies. Okay, fast forward again. Okay, there is another Plague Ogren you just saw me hit. 363. So, even though this Plague Ogren, or even though I don't have Call the Week on anymore, I'm doing the same damage. My dot damage is the same with or without Call the Week. So that proves that Call the Week doesn't affect dots. I believe I tested Grinder. Maybe. I think I did. We'll see. I think I tested right here, actually. Did I? Yeah. Okay, this is Grinder. Here we go. Valor's Heart, same mission as before. Okay. Alright. These are my poison dots, ignore those. Okay, where's that Plague Ogren? Okay, there's one. So, oh, damn. Well, unfortunately, I didn't test it versus a Plague Ogren, but I did test it versus that right here. You can see me test it versus the Standard Bearer. So the bleed dot is on him. I have Grinder on, and you can see the bleed dot is 363, just like versus the Plague Ogren. It's still 363. So against a Plague Ogren with Cull the Week, it was 363. Against a Plague Ogren without Cull the Week, it was 363. And then versus Standard Bearer with Grinder on, it was also 363. So regardless of me having plus 55, or sorry, regardless of me having plus 50% damage increase, or plus 66% damage increase, or no damage increase, my dot damage was the same across all three tests. I, in my opinion, I think the tooltips should be changed. I see no reason why this should say plus 66% damage bonus, but then it doesn't affect dots. Because look at how many different damage bonuses there are. So should a player assume that this affects their melee attacks, their ranged attacks, their physical attacks, their heat attacks, warp suppression damage attacks? Does this affect all of those things, but then it doesn't affect dot damage? That just it seems really confusing and damaging to the player, because they might make a build around someone might make a build around dot damage, thinking that, oh, if I increase my base damage, why not? And Cull the Week is a perfect example. Cull the Week is plus 50% damage bonus against enemies affected by debuffs. Bleed damage applies a slow. That means that any enemy you bleed is automatically debuffed. So a normal player would think to themselves like, "Oh wow, I get 50% damage whenever I bleed somebody. That's insane." But this damage buff doesn't affect the bleed. So I feel like some additional clarity would go a long way in helping these skills or these perks and make like help players make better informed decisions about these perks and dot damage over time builds in general. So anyway, there's my case. Thank you for watching.